And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Josh Gutierrez, who writes, "Never thought we'd see the day, but Dwayne Johnson has confirmed on social media that Black Adam has officially wrapped production. I never thought this day would come. A project that feels 20 plus years in the making. How excited are you to finally see this movie? Thanks, and bring on the filthy." All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. Look, going all the way back, my favorite event to go to every year isn't actually Comic-Con, although I love going to San Diego Comic-Con, love it. But my favorite event every year is actually CinemaCon that happens every year in Vegas. Now, for those of you who don't know much about CinemaCon, it's this giant convention that is put on by NATO, the North American Theater Owners Association. And what happens is all the movie theater owners and all general managers and staff and executives and people in the movie theater industry, people who make seats and projectors and sound systems and concession stand equipment and all that kind of stuff, they all go there. And then all the movie studios, they all come and put on these big 2-hour presentations about all their upcoming movies in the next year. And they bring a lot of their celebrities and stars of those movies. And it's a terrific thing. It's not open to the public, but it is something I've gotten to go to like 6 or 7 times. And it feels like it was like, I want to say it was like 2016. I haven't looked it up to be positive, but I'm going to go with 2016 right now. That Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came out during Warner Brothers presentation to talk about Black Adam. That there's a new power structure in the world of DC. He's been saying that for 5 years now. There's a new power structure. You know, they shall taste the bottom of my boot or something along those lines. He came out on stage with all his Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson charisma, you know, all this kind of stuff and talking about it. And then nothing, and then nothing, and then nothing, and then nothing, and then nothing until finally they started shooting the damn movie. And it actually became a real thing. And now Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, we've heard it was getting close to wrapping, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has now taken to social media and he's made it official. They are done shooting Black Adam. It's in the can now. It's just going into post-production. This comes to us as Cinema Blend, who writes, taking to his Instagram page, Dwayne Johnson announced to the world that Black Adam has finished shooting and described the experience as easily the hardest labor and toughest grind mentally and physically of his entire career. Now, here's something interesting. I think a lot of times we are accustomed to hearing actors or athletes talking about their latest endeavor, whatever their latest endeavor is, as being the most fun or the best or the hardest or whatever that they've ever done, right? We're kind of used to hearing actors and producers and directors say that. But when it comes to Black Adam, I think we actually have to take Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson seriously. This is a movie that even when they announced it back at CinemaCon, that they were going to be doing this 5, 6, however many years ago that was, it was something that they had been working on behind the scenes for a couple of years, even before that. And then when that did finally look like something was going to happen a number of years ago, it hit some hurdles, got delayed. And then again, when it looked like they were going to get started again, the whole COVID thing happened and there were more delays. And it just kind of felt like this was one of those projects that, I hate using the C word, but was maybe cursed, right? And a lot of people started wondering, were we ever actually going to see this thing? And we are. And so when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson now comes out and he says something along the lines of, this has honestly been the hardest, most grueling, most taxing, challenging project of his career, I think you can believe him on that. I really do think it is. There had to have been times that probably he even didn't know if this thing was ever going to happen. But here we are. Now it's done. So now that this thing has been shot, though, this is where the hard part starts. Because now that the movie's shot, and we have spent years exclusively discussing, is this thing ever going to happen? When are they going to finally get rolling on Black Adam? Is Black Adam still even happening? With where the DCU is now, which is in a very different place than it was when they first announced Black Adam, can it still happen? Well, now that they've done shooting it, now the uncomfortable questions come. Is this movie going to be any good? And that's a fair question. Now, look, you guys know, if you've been watching my show for any period of time, I am a legit big Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson fan. I really like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson a great deal. I like his movies. I like his charisma. I like what he brings to the screen. I like all of that stuff. And sometimes his movies are great and sometimes they're not so great. Can he actually, because you know he had a lot of control over this, can he actually bring something to a comic book movie? Now, he's clearly got the physique. And that little presentation they did at DC Fandom last year was really good. You know, we found out the JSA was going to be a part of it. We got a little bit of a sense of the artistic stylings that were going to be going on. If I'm not mistaken, that was directly taken from a lot of the pages they were doing, and Boss Logic, I believe, also helped. You know, Boss Logic is a treasure of the fan community. I think he actually helped with some of those sketches, whatever. And that all looked really good. But is it actually going to be any good? And that's going to be the question that we're now going to have. But hey, at least it's done shooting. It's in the can. They go into post-production. And now the countdown to when this movie finally comes out can start. The question is for you guys. How are you feeling about Black Adam right now? The movie's now complete. It's shot. It's far from complete. Still post-production due. But the movie's now shot. It's in the can. They've done the work on set. And now we turn our attention. Is the movie going to be any good? And what are you guys thinking about that? Do you guys have a lot of hope for this movie or a little bit skeptical of it? Have you been excited since that DC Fandom presentation? Maybe that presentation didn't do it for you like it did for me. Whatever you guys are thinking, jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.